Hello and welcome to this video feedback where we have a rider performing two jumps. There's a before and after footage of the same rider who was looking for some tips on Reddit, and there was some feedback given on the first jump which has been put into practice on the second jump, and we can have a look at the results of that and then see what was developed and where we can go from here. So as we come in to the ramp on this first jump, we can see that the snowboarder is coming in with the body quite tall, and it's a bit hard to see with the trees in the background, but you can see there that he just rides off the jump, so he's not popping the jump, which means then as he comes into the air, he has also quite a straight body, and then we see as he comes down to the land, hitting the knuckle with quite an impact. Yeah, bending the knees there to absorb it, so it's good. And the snowboarder rides off to live another day, which is good news. Had he popped on the jump there, he would have gained more height from the jump and more stability in the air. You can see there's a lot of arm flapping around there. That means a loss of balance, and the arms are trying to compensate for that. So by really using the legs to push off from the lip of the ramp, it kind of projects you more upwards and makes you more stable in the air. And so let's go forwards now to the second video where we're going to see more of that happening. So as the rider comes in, we can see a lot more compression of the body there. The knees are really quite bent, and as he comes up to the lip of the jump, we see pushing away, extending of the body to then pop. There's a bit of a pop there as we leave the lip, which is good, and we see that the board levels out nicely in the air. The knees are now coming up, which as we detailed in the feedback on Reddit, that's what we want to be doing. I will post the link to the Reddit thread in the description of this video if anyone is curious to see more about that. So we have enough compression of the knees there that the hand reaches down and almost grabs. So that's good. That helps to stabilize in the air by putting in a grab, and then we are extending the body just a little bit so that then as we land we can touch down softly and then absorb that impact by bending the knees again. And then the snowboarder rides off and lives to fight another day. Good news. A couple of things that I will point out that we can now develop on from here is, first off, I notice as you come into the jump and you pop, you're extending the body there, but by this point the body is really fully extended. You would really want to see that the action of pushing down against that ramp, with the ramp pushing back against you, is really going to propel you upwards. But we can see as the rider leaves the lip that it doesn't so much. We're kind of just going sort of forwards this way instead of really flying, popping up. So why is that the case? What I would say is you want to bring your weight a little bit more onto your front foot and keep the arms more relaxed so that the weight is really down on the front foot a bit more. I know that we said in the feedback to center and to pop off of both feet, and yes, you do want to at this stage pop off of both feet just while you're doing these beginning with these jumps. There are more advanced ways of popping, but for now just popping with both feet is good. But what I'm seeing here is you know, as you're extending the body, because the weight is not so much on the front foot, that means that the physics are not creating that reaction that we're looking for, which is a real spring. You know, if you try now to just, you know, stand on one leg and kind of hop and really spring off the ground, and then imagine that as you're springing off the ground, you're being also pushed up as if by like a springboard. That's how it should really feel when you are jumping, except, like I said before, you want to be jumping with both legs, because if you jump with one leg off of a kicker, it might not go so well. But you really want to feel that reaction from the ramp. And we don't call it a ramp in snowboarding, actually. We call it a kicker, because you want to feel like you've been booted into the sky. So something else that I also notice here as well is that, you know, the snowboarder's arms have come up before the rest of the body. And what that tells me is to try to compensate for kind of that lack of reactivity. It's like the snowboarder's trying to grab onto a bar or something to then pull the rest of the body up to it. It's like reaching upwards to try to get more height, but it's not from the upper body that this is happening. It's from the lower body that wants to be kicking down against the ground, kicking up. The arms have got really nothing to do with that at all. They want to be just hanging down by your sides, loose, relaxed, like dead weight, which is going to put more into the ground rather than trying to reach up, which will actually take weight away from the ground, where we don't want to be doing that. We want to be using the shape and the lip of the jump to be pushing us upwards while we're pushing down against it. Anyway, that's enough about that. So now we come to this point of the jump where the snowboarder does bring the knees up really nicely to the chest, really compressing in the air. This makes a really nice, stable position between the upper body and the lower body. That's nice. And it's a pretty cool shot there, actually. You can use that for your Facebook profile picture or something. You know, you've got quite a good stance there with the nice mountains behind you. It's a good photo shoot. Well done. And we get a little touch of the fingertips on the board there. I would say, you know, give a solid grab. If you've got a bit of time in the air, then you can even, you know, kick out your front leg a little bit and tweak it for a bit of extra style points. So that's something else that you can bring in if you have the space in your head for it. But if not, don't worry about it too much. Okay, now as we come down to extend the body, something that I'm noticing here is we have these hands that are going into what we call eagle arms. Okay, and again, just like I said on the last jump, that's telling me that we have a loss of balance from there. Okay, so why do we have a loss of balance from this point? You know, up until this point, we're nice and balanced, everything's good. And then we're coming down and we're losing the balance. So a couple of things I would say to help with that. One, a stronger pop will help to stabilize you more in the air. And two, just trying to keep those arms really relaxed down by the sides, feeling the balance through the core from, you know, the head down to the feet, rather than trying to use your shoulders and your arms to compensate for that balance, you know. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, though. It's just something that's going to come in time, you know. It's still early days as yet. Just try to be aware of it and try to not do it. You can see actually here that the head of the rider is kind of bent forwards. So that would be probably the reason we have a breaking of the body there, where we would want it to be that the head and the shoulders, which are pretty heavy parts, are staying directly over that board. You see there's quite a way to go to get that there. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Apart from that, just go and hit a load of jumps. Challenge yourself, you know, try to see how big you can go. Nice strong pop, obviously don't go crazy. Respect the voice inside your head that says that might not be a good idea, to jump off of that massive jump there. I'll save that for another time. Stay at the very edge of your comfort zone. That's where I like to hang out. Yeah, good. Very, very much improved from the first one at least. So definitely keep going with that. Well done. And if you want further feedback on it, then do let me know. If anyone else who happens to see this also would like feedback, then get in contact with me. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great time.